Hey everybody, welcome to the live stream lesson. Today is something special because it's the first viewer requested song. We're going to be taking a look at the Swan or Le Cygne or El Cisne by Saint-Saens. So let's first take a listen to how the song goes. And the piano accompaniment that I'm using here is actually from another video. The link is in the description if you want to take a look at it. It's really nice, actually. Alright, so let's take a listen. Alright, so nice little short piece, but it's not as easy as it looks. So let's take a look at the sheet music now. And yeah, so if you have any questions, you can always drop a comment in the chat and I'll try and get to it. So I'm going to be changing a couple of the fingerings and things like that. First, let's take a look at the notes and how it's structured in terms of phrasing. So, as usual, I'm going to be marking the different phrases with different colors. And then we're going to be also taking a look at the bowings and different fingerings. Okay, so let's first take a look at the first phrase. And I'm just going to mark it till there. And let's take a look at the first line. So, yeah, just ignore the bowings for now. We're going to just look at the fingering. So, first note, G, A. By the way, we are in tenor clef. So if you don't know the tenor clef, this C right here is the middle C. So if that's the middle C, we have to count up, right? So C, D, E, F, and G, right? So it's G, the high G on the A string. So it'll be here. We're gonna be playing in 4th position, so, and then F sharp, and then what we do is we shift all the way down to the 1st position B, right? And then we go back to 2nd position E, D with 2nd finger, and you can always tune the D with open string D. Right? And then we go to 1st finger on G here. And then next part in A. This is an A, right? So if we take a look, if that's the C, we go down, the space is B, the middle line is A. So let's make a note. A. So if you're just learning tenor clef, this piece is actually really good exercise, a good piece to learn the tenor clef. The A, we play it. Actually, let's do this. I'm gonna write that we play on the D string, and that note is A, right? So this B, you're gonna be playing with 3, and then this C with the 4th finger. We're in 4th position, right? Like this. So 4th position. You can tune the A, 1st finger A, with open A like that. And then let's keep on going. Let's go to the next line down here. So this note is E, I guess. Okay. Let's just count it down, right? So C in the space would be B. Middle line is A. That's good to remember. So middle line is A. Space would be G. Line would be F. And that's an E. So E with the 1st finger, we're on the D string. And then this scale, we're gonna do this. I'm gonna think of it like this. Alright, so that section is, so we go E, and we play it with a down bow. Okay, so it's like, it goes like this. So E, shift to F sharp, 2nd position, right? We're in 2nd position. And then we're gonna go down, we're gonna go back to 1st position on the A string. And then 4th position. And then this last note is a B. So high B. So how you can find that note is with this open A, and it's just a whole step from that A, right? A, B flat, B, or A sharp, B. How I like to think of it is from F sharp, think about placing your 1st finger on where the G should go, right? That way you can think from 1st finger, it's whole step, because 1st finger G, whole step to A, open A, or harmonic A is a whole step, right? And then from there, another whole step, and it's B, the B that we need to place. So I say try to do the 3 notes, the G, A, B, because you kind of need to know how it feels to stretch those fingers, whole step, whole step. That's a common pattern in this upper register. And so because we're sliding from the same finger, we kind of need to know where to stop, and the first finger is a good way to kind of figure out where to stop your hand. It's kind of like the frame where your position starts, right? It's the reference point of your position. So this part goes like this. So we go first position, second position from F sharp, and then cross over to the next string, and then fourth position for E and F sharp, double up bow, and then we can glissando to the high B. So that's the first phrase. Let's just quickly, I'll play how it should sound with the bowing now. So it goes like this. 1, 2, 3. 2 and 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 2, 3. All right, so now let's take a look at the next phrase, which is here. This next yellow line. And if you take a look at it, it's almost the same. The only difference is here. So it's A sharp here, and then B, and then C sharp. Once again, we're in fourth position. So here, let's just do without the bowing. So once again, fourth position G, F sharp, slide back to A, or sorry, slide back to first position B on the A string, and then second position E, D with second finger, and then we're gonna go to third position on the D string. So we're gonna like that. So the trick is already have the first finger on the D string, and that's gonna help you get a really smooth string crossing. And now A sharp, right? So from the first finger, we have to go to this far. So it'll be A sharp, B natural. You can tune the B natural with G natural. And then C sharp. You can also tune the C sharp with open A. Right? So that's how you play those notes. It's fourth position and then half step further down. Not too difficult. And then we come to the next section. So here, this is an F sharp. Let's write the note names really quickly. So let's take a look. Middle line is A, right? G in the space, F sharp. So F sharp. And if we take a look at the notes, so it'd be F sharp, G sharp, A sharp, B. So what we're gonna do is play 3, 4 like that. And we're gonna divide it. So down bow here, up bow, down bow, up. Same thing, double up bow. Alright, so this note, let's count it. So remember in tenor clef, you can remember that the middle line is the A, the open A string. So, or the second line here, the second to top line here is the middle C. So let's go from here. So C, space would be D, space would be D, line would be E. Let's also follow this. So line would be E, space would be F, first letter line would be a G, above the line would be A, second letter line is B, above that C, and this is a D. So this is the high D. So this part you play like this. You have the F sharp. And then you shift, let's ignore the bowing for now. G sharp with first finger. So just think about the notes. So G sharp, second finger would be A natural. A sharp, so, and then B would be 4. So you have to, and then the next notes would be on the A string here. C sharp with the first finger, D natural, and then E, and then F sharp with first finger. And let's quickly write down the fingerings here, 2 and 3. So think of it also like this. That's how I would group the fingering. So F, G sharp, A sharp, third finger. So 1, 3, 4. On the A string, starting with C sharp, 1, 2, 4. And then we shift down to F sharp. And then, as I said before, it'd be whole step, right? F sharp to G sharp is whole step. G sharp to A sharp is another whole step, right? And then to get to the D from here, once again, I would slide. And you can use the D string, open D string, to tune that note. Now, position-wise, how I would think, so A sharp, right? What you can think is place your first finger half step above the A sharp, which would be a B, right? The reason why is that's our basic thumb position. So you can place your thumb on the harmonic. From here, so B, C sharp, D. Right? So that's our basic thumb position. And if you practice your D major 3 octave, or is it 3 octave? 1, 3 octave. If you play 3 octave scales, that's gonna be the position that we're going to. This is the highest note of this piece, just to let you know. So once you play this note, what you can do is relax your finger, kind of make what I call a minor third shape. So it'd be half. You have to have either a half whole or a whole half, any combination of that, right? So try to make that shape. Remember where B is, and then move your first finger to where the B is. So that's how you find that position. You can also just use the D string, but it's kind of hard because the A sharp. It just makes it kind of sound weird. But yeah, just think about placing your first finger on B natural. That way you can also tune that high D with the harmonic D with your thumb. So that's pretty easy way to do it. The reason why we also want to do that is right after we're going to be using that first finger for that beat. Alright, so let's take a listen to the second yellow phrase right here, starting from the middle of the line, right? Second yellow phrase. So 1, 2, and. A sharp, 2 and 3. 2, 3, 1, 2. Shift. 3, rest. 2, 3. So yeah, you can also tune the high D with the harmonic D. That might be easier. Alright, so that's pretty much the main phrase. And then it kind of makes a little bit of a different phrasing from here. So let's make it into a different color real quick. Let's do it purple. So this purple phrase would go until here. Let's just take a look at this. So we're starting, remember this is the same D from here. So 3, I'll just write the fingerings real quick. 1. I don't like this fingering, so let's change it. So what happens here, so you can find this high D like this. First find the harmonic A. Place your thumb on the harmonic A. And then it's 1, 3. So imagine you're playing like that. So harmonic A, first finger is B, C sharp with second finger, and then D with the third finger. So that's how you find that note. And let's take a look at the fingering. So it would be high D, and then first finger, high B with first finger, and then we go down to 4th position, 4th finger, G, and then continue with first finger, stay in position, first, so E, F sharp, D, and then the next phrase, we're gonna shift down to D, and then we're gonna just do extension. So extension D, E, natural, and F sharp. Like that. remember once you play the E, so just kind of extend your finger and hover your second finger over the E. And once you play, you can kind of relax your first finger. And the F sharp is E, F natural, and F sharp, right? So that's this two bar phrase of the first purple phrase. So how you can find it, remember, harmonic A, first finger B, C sharp, D. You can tune it with the harmonic D as well. So D, B, G, E, F sharp, G, D, E, and F sharp, like that. Let me play it in tempo. So 1, 2, and... 2, 3, 2, and... So that's that phrase. We'll talk about shifting details and things like that after we figure out the fingerings. Alright, let's take a look at the next section. So, if we remember, so let's take a look. If we have 3 lines, it's high D, right? So here, it's right below, it only has 2 lines, so it will be a C. This guy will be a C. I'm just giving you a cheat sheet right now. So if that's a C, line would be B, A. If A is that, G would be on the line F. E would be on the line D with first finger 1. E, we already mentioned that. F, natural, right? This would be C. Remember second line where the 2 curves meet. That second line is the C. And then same thing here. So 1, 2, extended 4. Like that. So it's actually the same fingering pattern. We just play it a whole step. Everything goes down a whole step. So, for example, just like how we found there was a way to find that high D, there's a quick trick to finding that high C as well. And once again, it involves the harmonic. So what you can do, so we end on the F sharp, right? What you can do is find that harmonic and then place the first finger on the harmonic, and then that way it would be 1, 2. So harmonic would be A, whole step with B, B, and then half step with third finger is the C. C natural. So that's the easiest way to find that position, to be honest. So if we take a look, so C natural, we already found that A with the first finger, right? And then we shift down to third position for that A, F natural. Third position, normal third position, first finger. D, third finger, E, F natural, 4. And then C natural with the first finger. D with second finger. E with fourth finger, like that. So, in tempo, it goes like this. 1, 2, and... rest. All right, really good. So I think the purple phrase is probably one of the hardest spots here. So we'll take a little take a look at it in more detail in a bit after we finish looking at the fingerings. All right, moving on. Let's make a new phrase. Let's do blue this time. So the blue phrase goes like this. Alright, let's take a look at the blue phrase. So we end on the fourth finger, stay on the fourth finger, that's the E. Remember, the center line is the open A. Sorry. We're going to be playing in the open A there. And let's just stay in first position. 1, 2, and here what we're going to do is we're going to maintain. We're going to just do the normal extension position. This is an F sharp, remember. So this part isn't too difficult. E, second position E. Open A, first position D, A, B. C natural. And then shift to third position, we're gonna do extension. D, E. So D E, and E, first and second finger extended. And then F sharp. E, second finger. You can tune those three notes with the open D. So we end on the second finger. Not too bad, right? Let's do it in tempo. 1, 2, and C natural. 2, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Just like that. All right, let's take a look at the second blue line. The second blue line, it's pretty much the same thing. So we ended on the second finger, right? So second finger, open A, first finger for B, C sharp, and then here, same thing. We're gonna go to third position. So 1, 3, and then we're gonna just shift to fourth position, second finger here. All right. So the second blue phrase, same thing. Only we play C sharp here, and then instead of extension, normal third position, D, E, and then for F natural, we're gonna, instead of playing with the fourth finger, we're gonna go to fourth position with second finger. Second finger, and then F sharp will be with the 3, and then we go back to G with the fourth finger, like that. So the second phrase, let me just play the blue phrases all together. So it goes like this: 1, 2, and from the first blue, 1, 2, and C natural and extension, F sharp, and E2, and C sharp, and third position, fourth position, second finger, F sharp, third finger, and like that. G with the fourth finger. All right. So if we take a look, we're almost done. So if we take a look at the next phrase, you'll notice that it's actually the same thing as the yellow phrase. So let's color code it as yellow because it's the same thing. Matter of fact, it's gonna be the same thing until here, and then it'll change. Okay, so because it's the same thing, it's the same fingerings. The only thing that's changing is here. The last note, we're gonna be doing. Oh, we're gonna be doing that. So let's just play it once, just for practice sake, right? So the second, when we come back to the main phrase, the yellow phrase, one after the blue phrase, right? 1, 2, and G with fourth finger. Second position. 2 and 3, and 1, 2, and E. Shift. Shift. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then we go to the ending. We're gonna just keep the 3-note legato pattern instead of how it's written here. So remember, we start with the third finger. That A, we can play with the second finger. Go down to fourth position, E, so that this E, F is on the space, G with fourth finger, F sharp with 3. Go down to C natural, right? If the line is E, D, C natural, then 4 for E, 2 for D. First finger crossing over to D string, first finger. Alright, so let's quickly take a look. I'll tell you a reason why I made that mark. So let's take a look at that, the first first group of the green phrase. So B, you can find that B, the easiest way would be harmonic with your second finger, A, and the whole step above that, right? So we're actually gonna be playing that anyway, so B, let's just ignore the bowing for now. So B, harmonic A, A with second finger. You can find that with harmonic. Just when you play it, just press it down. Fourth position, first finger, and then G, F sharp, and then C goes down here. We're basically just gonna try and stay on the A string as long as possible. C, so G, F sharp, C natural, extension, right? E, D, G. Alright, good? Alright, let's try that one more time. Find that A, whole step above A is B. C natural, extension here, careful. And then first finger on the D string for G. You can tune it with the open G. Alright, now let's take a look at these guys. So that phrase here, the A, B, G, B, these are little phrases that are kind of like letting you know how that we're nearing the end. Hi, Aaron. Thanks for tuning in. All right, so let's take a look at the very last, almost to the last line. That last, starting from the second green mark. So we're in third position. We're gonna be doing extension. So second finger A. You can tune that with open A. So A, B, G. You can tune that with the open G. And then go back to B with the, that's why we do the extension, because that's the normal position, right? And then the next little group, we're gonna go down this. Now it's kind of weird to say what position we're in, because I don't know, up here in the upper position, you kind of just need to know where your finger is and how to find them. So that, if we go here, let's take a look at this guy. So we end on the B. Here would be C. Remember that in tenor clef, the second line where the two curves meet, that's C. So you can see that it's C with second finger, third finger, 1, 2. And then for that E, we're gonna go even further up. So what you can do, you can find the harmonic D first, and then think about C. C would be whole step from D, right? And then B is first finger. So you can actually play all three notes with the G string to tune it. It's actually a really good way to tune it. You can hear all the different intervals that it makes. D and G should be very easy to tune. Same with C and G. If you're out of tune, it just sounds weird. And then B. So that's the finger pattern that you need there. So it'd be C, D, B. And then for that last note, E, think about where your D is with where that third finger is, right? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna shift our first finger to where that D is. And then E would be with our second finger there. So you can try this. D, it'd be B, D. So with the third finger, go back to B, and then glissando to where the D should be. And then second finger. And then go back, like that. You can practice like that. So E, and then here, last three notes, 1, 1, 3, oh, sorry, 2, 3, 1, 3. Alright, so the last group, so we end on the E here, right? So E, how you can find that is first finger on the harmonic D, like that. So E, F sharp would be whole step above, and then harmonic D, and then remember that F sharp is whole step, right? So D, E, F sharp. G would be half step above the F sharp, right? So we have to just extend ourselves a little bit more, make a little bit more extension. How you can find that, you can just tune with the open G, harmonic G also works. So it goes like that. Alright. Great. Let me just play the green phrase really quickly. So the green phrase goes like this. 1, 2, and. All right. So that's the fingering, how the fingering and the bowing guide, where the positions are and things like that. Let's take a quick break because it's almost been an hour. And I'll now talk about, and when we come back from taking a break, I'll talk about, let's talk about the different techniques that we need to work on, such as vibrato, bow, independence of hand, having independent hands, and yeah. So yeah, thanks for tuning in until now. I'll be back in a little bit, and let's keep on talking about what to do with this piece. All right, I'll be right back. All right, let's continue working. So this piece is pretty short, but there's quite a lot of things to talk about. So I want to divide it into 3 main parts, and that's gonna be this. So first it's gonna be, let's see, separately. So that's one of the main things that we have to work on. So what that means is, so you can see here, for example, in the beginning phrase, the bow is doing very long, slow, and then we have this big shift, right? So sometimes what happens is our hands kind of move together in the same direction. So we kind of have to not do that. So for that shift, your bow just kind of stays still. And same thing here. So we want to just kind of do different things with our left hand and our right hand. One way to kind of do that, help you develop that, is just, I don't know, you can take your third finger and then just play one string and then just kind of go up and down. And just try to move it separately from your bow hand. So your bow hand is just doing going slowly like that, and your left hand just doing its own thing, right? So that's one way to train the independence of hands. I don't know if you've ever done the trick of rubbing, so rub your belly with one hand, pat your head with the other, that way, right? Same thing with the other direction. So that's kind of what this exercise is doing. So that's one of the main things that you're going to be trying to focus on in this piece. The second thing that I would like for you to focus on is having a vibratoing, doing the vibrato all the time. So let's write constant vibrato. So constant vibrato meaning you're always going to be vibrating, even the short notes, right? So you're always gonna be vibrating. Remember that vibrato comes from the forearm movement. You shouldn't be rotating your wrist like this. It really is kind of like a wild glissando, but your finger is anchored and it's kind of just wiggling around. So really the vibrato comes from your forearm, remember that? So constant vibrato meaning you're always going to be vibrato. Always, always. Even when you change fingers, right? So one way to do that, so that's one thing. Consistent vibrato is now having all the vibrato, even between all the different fingers, sound the same. So as a listener, we should not be, the listener shouldn't be able to hear what finger you're playing with. It should all sound the same. So one way to do that is pick a note, pick a string. I usually do D string because it's easy. And you can play in second position, G, like that. And this exercise is really helpful in trying to develop good vibrato in all the different fingers. So start off with the finger that you're most comfortable with. For me, it's the second finger. And start vibratoing. And keep on going with the bow. And what you're going to do is you're going to switch fingers and try and maintain the same sound, like the same vibrato speed and all that, right? So I'm gonna go to my first finger and I'm going to try to match the sound. So what you're going to do is you're gonna shift to the first finger, same note. We're not just gonna change fingers, we're actually going to the same note. We're gonna shift our first finger to G now. And we're gonna vibrato, and it should sound the same. Go back to second finger. Let's go to third finger now. Third finger. Try and match the vibrato sound, the speed, and how wide you're going, right? Now the pinky is the hardest. Try and match the sound. Try and match the speed of the vibrato and how wide you're doing. Third finger, go back. Second finger. And first finger. So that exercise, and go back and forth like that. So that exercise is really good in terms of maintaining your vibrato constant and consistent. So what you're hearing for when you're doing that is that the vibrato sounds the same speed and that you're doing it in the same width as well. So you're going the same oscillation. Yeah. So try and do that exercise. That's gonna help you with the constant, like playing vibrato on every finger all the time. So that will be one of the best exercises that you can do for here. And also just to develop your vibrato. All right. The third thing I would like to talk about is bow control. So bow control really is, there's two main things I want to talk about. So what that means is when you're doing, for example, the quarter notes, try to use the whole bow first, your entire bow, and try not to use so much of it in the very beginning. Right? Plan out how much you have to use. So it really has to do with speed of the bow. So that's one of the things, bow speed, right? So there are certain places that you're going to be playing very slow. And then there's some other times you're going to be moving a little bit faster, right? So that's one thing. Another thing about bow control is closer to bridge. So what that means is when we go above the fourth position here, in this region here, we actually have to move our bow slightly closer to the bridge. You can notice how short the string becomes when we place our fingers up here. So we have to kind of scooch our bow closer to the bridge to make it sound a little bit more louder, so you can project a little bit better. You can hear the difference. So if I stay down here near the fingerboard, it's kind of weak. But if I go down here, you can already hear the difference in sound, and also you can also feel that the bow gives a little bit of friction, right? It feels like it's putting on a brake. So that's one thing that you want to focus on. When you play down here in the first position and things like that, try and stay in the middle of the contact point. This is what we call contact point. So you can stay in the middle up till the on the fingerboard, edge of the fingerboard. I would say if you're going, mostly stay in the middle, and then when you go up higher, start moving slightly closer to the bridge. Not on top of the bridge, but just a little bit, scooch down a little bit like that. That's what's gonna help you with getting better sound. All right. The next thing would be, and this is a very detailed thing, but use the bow for dynamics. So your bow is going to be taking care of all the crescendos and all the decrescendos, playing loud and things like that. So let me play once through and just kind of talk about all these different things. Independent hands and constant vibrato. I gave you a little bit of exercises to do that. And let me just explain the bow control a little bit. But I'll do that while I'm playing. So starting from the beginning, you're going to try and use slow bows here. And then for these eighth notes, don't use as much bow. And then, oh, here's a good tip. When you do that shift from D string to A string, what you can do is prepare your first finger on the A string. Place your first finger on the A string already. And kind of do a really fast gliss down. So that's gonna be a good way to shift. Preparing your first finger already. That's gonna help you a lot. Also, your bow. Save your bow. Here, when you vibrato, your vibrato motion still comes from the arm, right? Your arm's still acting as kind of like a wiggle point. Your elbow. It comes from the elbow. Make sure your elbow is above the shoulder of the cello. Moving on. Save your bow. Independent hand. Constant. 2 and 3. And same thing. Prepare your first finger. You can tune with your harmonic D. Notice how my bow is closer to the bridge. 1, 2, and 3. So here, I kind of prepare my pinky already above the string. And as I'm shifting down, I'm placing it down. Like that. Like. Find the C. 2 and 3. Here, same thing. Prepare your fourth finger near the A string. Don't place it down just yet. And as you get closer to the position, you place it like that. 2 and 3 and 1, 2 and use more bow for crescendo and more bow and use less bow for decrescendo. 2 and same thing. More bow. 2, 3, save your bow. 2 and 2, 3, 2, 3, 2. Change the bow direction. 2, 3. closer to the bridge, right? Middle of the bridge. Two, three. Slide. Two, three. Whole step, whole step. Extension. You can tune with the open G, harmonic G, as well as open G. Alright, so really the bow control is probably the most important here, I would say. As well as learning the tenor clef. Tenor clef it just takes a while to learn, but just remember that the middle C is the second line, the center line, the middle line is the open A for us. Okay. For now, that's all I can think of for this piece. If you have any questions, you can write down in the comment and I'll try to answer them in the comment section. Okay? Alright. Well, for this lesson, I think that's gonna be it. But to end the session, let's play the piece once more. Alright, ready? Alright. Kind of messed up at the very end. Kind of want to play it again. Let's do it one more time. much better. Alright, folks. So that's gonna be it for today. Thank you for tuning in if you tuned in. If not, thanks for watching. I hope this video helped in learning this piece. If you have any questions, feel free to drop a comment and I'll try and get back to it. And yeah, if you have any pieces that you want to learn, you can also leave suggestions. I'll try to get to them. So yeah, thanks for tuning in and happy practicing. Bye.